What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and short video for you right now, at least, but we have to talk about the confirmation of the state of play tomorrow, and honestly, seems like everything under the goddamn sun is happening tomorrow. You got the Silent Hill thing, which I believe is 1 hour, Silent Hill transmission 1 hour after the state of play. You got state of play, and also we just got the announcement that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is getting a character trailer tomorrow, so I don't know why they have to decide to put everything on the same day, but we're in that season, right? For this video, let's simply talk about what we know and what's coming. I'm going to do a video probably next or later today. It'll be before tomorrow, where I do my predictions. We'll go over some games. And although it's not a showcase, we can talk about that here as well. Although it's not a showcase, I still am excited. It's still updates. It's still a lot of games. It's still a meaty amount of time. And as I've talked about before in live streams and in videos, we've gone back to look at the past state of plays, and past state of plays have also been meaty. They've been big. They've shown Final Fantasy. They've shown Helldivers. They've shown some pretty darn solid games. And if you just swap them out with some things that we know, this can still be a pretty big show. Are we going to get Ghost of Tsushima 2? No, but I think we're going to get some pretty cool stuff. So, in terms of what we actually know, state of play, Thursday, May 30th, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, Silent Hill is just an hour later, I believe. And they say state of play is back. Tune in live for updates on PS5 and PSVR 2 titles, plus a look at PlayStation Studios games arriving later this year. The 30-plus minute show features 14 titles and begins at the select times, and it pretty much happens everywhere. Now, the 14 titles, I think, is pretty darn important, right? At least we can count them as they're going, so you could say, well, is there any one more thing? Is there a one more thing to the show? Well, if they showed 13 games, then there would be one more thing, right? I like that. I like knowing the exact amount. I don't think you need to do that every time, but I do like knowing it so you can count them, as they go. The PSVR 2 thing, look, I don't have a PSVR 2. I want the system to succeed. I believe in the PlayStation VR. I guess I have the first PSVR, but PSVR 2 is just too expensive for me at the time. It still needs some killer games. So, I mean, look, if you're going to give, some game announcements there, basically make them count. Please, for the love of God, don't waste the 14 games on some throwaway PSVR 2 game that very few people are going to buy. And it is important to make the distinction because they specifically say, right, they say, PS5 and PSVR 2 titles, plus a look at PlayStation Studios games. So they're making the distinction between third party, I believe at least, right? Third party, even though PSVR 2 would probably just be exclusive to that, but it could be other VR games as well. And then first party. We know some of them. Some of these have already leaked, I think, quite heavily. Some of them make a lot of sense. Again, we'll go over that in the video later today. But again, I think it's going to be a pretty darn good show, specifically that PlayStation Studios part, very much borrowing from Nintendo, right? Nintendo commonly will do their own Nintendo Directs and outright say, hey, this is for the next 6 months. And in fact, Nintendo is doing that in June, right? We're going to show you the games coming the second half of the year. I'm sure they'll do one after that for the Switch 2 as well. But, again, to set the expectations, I do think is important. And I think they do a pretty reasonable job of telling you exactly what's going to be without giving the games away, I suppose, right? So here's the deal. Again, later today, I'll be doing my predictions. We'll go through them of what could be there and what could not be there. And then I will be co-streaming this. I think the Silent Hill thing is probably out now in terms of live streaming that one. I don't think I will do both back to back, but I definitely want to co-stream this. We'll make some videos after. I'll talk about Silent Hill after that is done as well. So tomorrow's going to be busy for me, guys, but I think it's going to be busy for all of us. So let me know what you think. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.